We definitely are now, though.
Right. We are live. So all that stuff I just said, I hope Will isn't laughing too much at the amateur dramatics. We weren't live. But the good news is, 1 minute late because of what I said that wasn't live. Kingdo is here. What's going on, Kingdo?
Good, mate. I'm damp. The weather is definitely out in Cardiff. But, mate, we're here, we're chilling, and looking forward to it.
Well, I got to have a chat with the SGP3 bronze medalist just a second ago. You haven't had a chance to chat to him yet. So
No.
obviously in a second, it will be all new to you. We're just waiting for a few people to come into the stream because I'm just posting now on my socials. But if you are on the stream already, you know what to do. Drop your comments in. Well, 8 people just spawned in straight away. So drop your comments in the comment section. Get your questions in as well because William Cairns is here and is waiting in our holding area. I am just putting it in all the Facebook pages so people know we're ready. And then in a couple of minutes, we'll bring him on. Now, I'll tell you what, I was worried about, sometimes I worry about people being, especially being 15 years old, being shy and stuff. He's not shy. He's absolutely mustard. He'll be absolutely fine on here and you guys will love him. So, yeah, if you've got any questions for William Cairns, please stick it in the comment section on the live chat and we'll put it on the screen for him like this one. Hello, Emma. How's it going? Hope you're well. Also, if you're going to Cardiff or any of that jazz, make sure you put it in the section here. Let us know when you're going to Cardiff, where you're staying, what you're doing. We're just going to wait for a few more people to get in. So we're going to wait till about 5 to 10 past just before we bring Will on. But before we get Will on, we have the puzzle coming up after here, Kingdom, don't we?
Yeah, 8 o'clock, the puzzle. I can tell you now, I've done the puzzle as a little test run. Carl sent it to me to do. And I'll tell you what, guys.
He can't win.
I can't win. But you're in for a treat. It's really fun. It's difficult. There's gonna be some brain teasers in there, but I tell you what, you're gonna really appreciate doing it. It's good fun. Absolutely,
it's gonna be a good one. We're ready for it. People are coming in now.
Best thing about the stream is it's the first time I'm seeing the background and stuff because obviously I've not been here for any of the prep this time because as you can tell.
Both our streams, the first one with Tate Zishki, you were in my daughter's bedroom, and now you're in what looks like a sauna.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know who the interior designer is, but I mean, it looks like
a very old house in the middle of Splot. So
where?
Splot. It's an area on the outskirts of Cardiff. I don't recommend anyone going there when you come in for the weekend.
That's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to leave it about 2 more minutes before we bring him on. So I know he's waiting there. I can see him. He's like, I want to get on. I want to chat to these boys and show them what's what. I think he's eating something. I think he's having he's having an apple. So we'll let him eat his apple a second, let him have his dinner, and then we'll get him. Oh, he's got some grapes as well, I think. He's eating whatever's in there. Blueberries.
Blueberries, yeah.
This is side-splitting content. Emma, Alex, you go.
So Emma said, arriving kind of on Friday, counting down the days to the long weekend. Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking. I was like, how many sleeps did it? It's 3, and so basically our weekends kick off in it, Carl.
Twat.
love hero Jamie Seeley in the chat. Good to see you, mate. How you doing?
Jamie Seeley wants discount codes. Hello to Tom. Will, is there some questions there for Will? Right, let's just get into it. Let's get him on because he's waiting. I'll tell you what, where he is at the moment, he is not in the UK. He's actually in Sweden. So Will Cairns is in Sweden right now. And he's taken the time out from a meeting at Vastavik to come and join us on the stream inside what can only be said is a van. So he's here. Big up Phil Mullard as well in the chat. Let's get him on. Everybody in the chat, do you welcome comments for him? We'll stick him on the screen. Can everyone please welcome bronze medalist William Cairns. How's it going, boy?
Hello, everyone. How you doing, Carl and Alex?
Yeah, we get to meet Alex now because he was obviously unprofessional enough not to make the pre-show because he's too busy wheeling around Cardiff.
Yeah.
So, how you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad.
Nobody cares about how he is.
I brought a little guest in as well. I got the man himself, King Carl, with me.
We've just had this chat, bro.
Yeah.
There can only be one King Carl in this chat, man. We can't have 2 King Carls. Or we can't have a more king of a Carl in your side of the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
He's cool. He's cool. Tanya A says Carl and Carl.
Carl and Carl. Wow.
So I'm the second most important Carl in the stream now. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, you're the backup Carl in case he goes.
Thank you so much, mate. Right, so we're going to start off with, like we always do. Again, guys, if you've got your welcome comments for Will, make him feel, loved. Stick the comments in there. We're banging up on screen for him. But I'm going to start as we always do, and that is from the very start. We know you've just turned 15 in the summer. I actually saw your birthday. We said earlier I sung at your birthday party, and nobody gave a shit. But where did it start, Will? Your career in Speedway, where did it all start for you in regards to bikes, your earliest Speedway memories, who were your first idols, and were your family always into the sport, or did you find it yourself?
Well, my granddad is, I believe, 76 now, and he still rides, and he's rode since he was 21. So I started motocross when I was 3 years old, in Berkhamsted, just down the road from me. So on a little like a motocross training facility there, and I hired a bike, and then we had like this little kind of oval where we used to like warm up. And my first day there, they had me on a dog lead on a little PW
50.
Yeah, PW 50, and I first corner I did, I slid out. I just came in like hard, and I spun out, and my dad after that day, he took me down to Iwade in Kent, where I raced a guy called Will Little there, on my Kawasaki A65. So, and my famous kind of claim is that there was a 4-lap race with two of us, and I span out on the first corner, and then I just reeled him in, and I got him on the line.
I know somebody else who's done that, and he's watching this right now. Somebody who fell off in the first bend and still beat somebody on a Speedway bike, and that is Jamie Seeley Racing. So he's actually done that, and I thought he was joking. Yeah. And then the bloke who he done it to came into the bar in Wroclaw. Unbelievable.
And then after I did him on the line, the white line was a pole, and I clipped the pole and then slid out. So that was my first race, and then I went to Scunthorpe on the mini track. And,
how old were you then, mate?
Pardon?
How old were you then when you went to Scunthorpe?
6.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was 6, and Wayne Carter. He still does have the same bike actually. There, it's a blue one with a black monster front cover, and I just never really looked back from there. 6 years old, hired a bike, and then never looked back from there. I think it was about 7. I went to Rye House, and I don't know if you guys have seen one of my most recent Facebook and Instagram posts and on the story, but there's a photo of me on Sam Hagan's bike, little Daytona 150 with my in my motocross gear, and yeah, we just hired a bike off of Sam Hagan, and Peter Schrock and Martin Hagan used to give me a hand, and I did that for a few years, made some great friends. I met Sam there, and I'm now teammates with him at Bellevue. Ashton Vale, me and him used to get along pretty good. Sonny Springer, just everyone really, loads of people.
Or when you were like as young as 6 years old, you were mixing with these lads.
Yeah, 6 years old. Well, 7 years old, and I was mixing with at the time I used to look up. I still do look up to Sam, but Sam was my Jason Doyle, Ty Wiffenden. But
really,
I love Sam.
He watches this, by the way. He might be watching this right now. So
well, Sam, I look up to you. I do. I must admit, he just every time when I went to Wright House and I seen the Hagen Shocks van all sign written and he's in the big Sprinter, and I'm like, whoa! Like, I used to turn up there in my I believe it was a Transit, and no, sorry, it was a Renault, and I used to think, wow, I'm gonna get one of them one day, and here I am. I'm sat. I got my name up there, and so
balling. We love it.
yeah. So and then I got my first Speedway bike at 8, and then I went down to Lyd in Kent, just until I was like 10, and then I went on to the big wheels, and then I went 250, and now I'm on the 500.
I'll tell you something, mate. It's so refreshing as a second interview as well to give you a question. You go into such great detail because all these questions I've broken down are like, if he doesn't say anything, if he goes, yeah, I had to go when I was 6. I'm like, shit, I've got to ask more questions. But, mate, you're absolutely killing this, man. It's so much easier when someone is confident in what they're talking about, and it's really helpful, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, I love talking about this kind of stuff, especially like if you have families watching live streams like this. I feel like it really influences the younger generation, and that's what we need, really. To be honest, we need the more younger generation to be at least coming to watch the sport, let alone riding.
Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, mate.
Like, I'm looking out the window now, and we've got a Vestovic. I've got a good view of all the fans, and there's got to be 2,000, 500, 3,000 here.
Really?
So, and most of them are kids. Like, I got a lady just walking past now with a pram. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the UK, it's more of an older generation thing, isn't it? Do I think we need to bring the newer people through?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you came down to Leicester. Obviously, my dad's just
Leicester.
just acquired Leicester, and we need the younger generation to come through because you know, it's all good with we thoroughly respect the older generation coming out and supporting us, but at the end of the day, the older generation aren't going to be here for another 10 years. Yeah. So it might sound harsh, but that's the reality of it.
No,
so we need.
Yeah, if you said 30 years, for example, even as a longer time, it might take out quite a few. I completely get what you mean, mate.
Yeah.
But basically, come on to my next question was, people may or may not know that you are linked with Leicester Speedway. I know your dad is now the proprietor of the club. I was going to say, what's it like having the facility in which you can practice on so often? But it sounds at the moment that you're jet setting so much, you're probably practicing more in Sweden than you are in Leicester.
Well, it's definitely very, very useful for the for my dad to own Leicester, and I can practice there any day, whatever time I want. There's no curfew or anything there, so it's definitely a very good opportunity for me to you know, I'll have Greg here, and Carl went down to Leicester. I don't know if you've seen Greg's most recent Instagram post.
I have.
But yeah, like you said, we are jet sailing everywhere really. Now I'm in Sweden. I fly home for Cardiff Friday. Yeah, Friday. Friday morning I leave, and then I'm flying back out here on Sunday to come train here, and then we're driving to Poland. Got to go pick up a few engines off of Ashtec, and then we're practicing.
Mate, you are loving it. I love it.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some questions in the comment section, because people are starting banging comments now. And a lot of people actually in the comments, once you were talking about the British youth of Speedway, have come in with well said, applauses, and that sort of thing. It's good that the fan base go with. But I'm going to smack some comments on screen now whilst we're going through for Alex to deal with. So
yeah. This is from Sam, and he asks, is there any young talents we should watch out for, Will?
Me.
King Carl.
me and King Carl. Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Oh, young talents. I think it's kind of I think at the minute it's probably the young 250 guys that are coming through now. You know, you've got Seth Norman. I know he looks up to me. I actually used to date his sister. So
there, boy.
So yeah, me and Seth are really good friends. You know, you got Cooper Russian. He's He's also a hard charger. He's very, very fast and very, very.
He's really young, isn't he, as well?
Yeah, he's like 13, and I think he's 13, 14 now actually. But he's definitely another young guy. You got Ollie Binns. He's determined, and he's a nice boy. And many people to look out for. And for sure, you guys need to keep a close eye out on everyone.
Well, for all those riders that you just mentioned there, everybody in the comment section, make sure you follow them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and stuff. Supporting these young riders from when they are, fresh on the bike. It does help them a lot, especially looking for sponsors and stuff. But the more followers they get, the more eyes they get, the more sponsors are interested.
Yeah, exactly.
So Emma's asking, Will, what age are you actually allowed to ride in the championship?
Me and Carl were just speaking about this. 16. So I'll making my championship debut probably July next year. Yeah.
Hopefully
July
the first
year.
Wednesday after you turn 16.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyone who knows that it's Paul's race night, so we're all fingers crossed.
I love my favourite thing from these streams is so far we've had 2 guests on, and Carl's both tried to push the needle to get the sign for Paul. Unfortunately,
yeah, mate, Danny Ford must have me almost on the payroll now. He must be like,
Carl, Danny Ford must be loving you, Carl.
Well,
didn't work in Tate's case, did it?
No, it didn't work. Tate's
already signed up.
Tom says, have you had a go on the legendary Scunthorpe swing? So when we did our watch party at Scunthorpe the other night, there was a play park. And on the bend of turn 2, there's a swing. Everybody was commenting about the swing all night. Have you or King Carl had a go on that famous swing?
Wow. I certainly have had a go on that famous swing. And my first ever meeting on that track, I fell off of it. And I believe I broke my finger. I don't know if I did. But I think I broke my finger. Yeah.
The swing has claimed the finger of Will Cairns.
Yeah, so I think I have.
Exclusive.
I don't know. I didn't get it checked out because Dad would have been pretty puzzled on how I did it. So I thought I'll just ice it in the night and I'll just forget about it. But yeah, I definitely had to go. Most meetings when I go there, I do tend to have a wander down there and have a swing. What is it? I believe it's like a monkey, right? Is it a monkey?
It's a weird looking thing. Carl never saw it.
I can't believe you know exactly what we're talking about. I've experienced it and have a story about it. It's absolutely remarkable.
I don't like the fact this swing's becoming a main character on our streams now.
Yeah,
I know Lee Tyres
is legendary. The swing is legendary.
Yeah, Lee Tyres and Lee Tyres in the chat. Me and him are going to go down there at some point and have a good time.
When I used to do second halves with like all the boys, like Freddie Hodder and that, and we also used to chill on that swing. So we've definitely had some memories there.
Lee Tyres says swing king Will for ball bleed.
Yeah. that would be we need to swing at every track. I'm saying now, we need one of those swings.
We do.
From Sam again, have you ever rode Glasgow, and if so, did you enjoy it?
I love Glasgow. Glasgow is probably up there in my top 3 favourite tracks in England, to be fair. Just such a nice track. I'm not a fan of coming out of turn 2 when it's like got that dip on the inside. Puts me off a little bit. But yeah, Glasgow is a really, really fun track.
Mate, I'm going to quickly go away from the chat for a second and ask a question I was thinking. When you were talking about, being involved in that setup from so young, what age was it that you really went, Speedway's for me, this is the path I'm going down, and I don't want to do anything else?
Probably when I first won my race at Scunthorpe, my first ever race. I think that was it. I think I dropped 1 point to Katie Gordon in my first race. But yeah, that was kind of I know it was young, and it was I was probably being a bit ambitious just for my first ever race win. But I felt like Scunthorpe's been was my favourite track on the 125s. Probably when I was 7, my first race at Scunthorpe, it kind of was like shit, I want to do this. Like, this is fun. And like, I think we had it was like 50 fans or something there. was there, and I was like trying to pop wheelies
Like
down
Gorgov.
the straight. Yeah, like Gorgov. Yeah, exactly like Gorgov. And they all bloody poles, aren't they? So of course Max had to win in front of them.
I think your family probably were 10% of the crowd. I think.
Yeah. There's a had my sister's boyfriend there. He was probably the biggest Speedway. Well, never watched Speedway, but he was my fan anyway for that night.
That's
Amazing.
brilliant, mate.
And also, this is from Kaylee. She said, "Which rider influences you the most?"
Oh, probably Greg. Yeah, Greg Hancock. He's just like when you kind of live with him. Well, I say live with him, spend every day with him. You kind of see a different side to him than you might do on Eurosport or something when he's on the TV. You know, when he's at the track, he's very, very like screwed on, and this is what we're gonna do. But when you're like living with him and he's teaching you how to clean bikes properly and that, he's just such a nice guy and very influential and me and my
dad.
Yeah.
He's a sick dad. We love that.
So yeah, Greg Hancock or probably Artem Laguta.
Ooh.
Have you met Artem?
I haven't, but I've been to his workshop. Well, I've not been in there, but I've seen it, and it's crazy. Yeah, it's nice.
Is it clean?
Very, very clean. You know, he's got like I think the one that he's got in Poland's got like 4 bikes in or something, and I'm like, wow.
Nice. Well, we're going to say so. Now we're going to go through as you're getting older. I told you not long ago that we were speaking to somebody of note in the sport who said they saw you on a 125 and said if you put all the riders in the world on a 125. Not making your head swell here, Will, but this person said to me, you could have sworn that kid on the 125 was Marslick and it was you.
Hang on, let me just make my hat a bit bigger.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, we love that. I mean, the 125, he said you were going, everyone was sticking to one line. You were going inside, outside, you know, up tight, cutting back, trying to go around people. Do you feel that, you know, when you've moved from the 125, even to the 250 before we come on to the 500, do you feel that even the gap between the 125 and the 250 gave you more opportunities to pass riders and things like that?
Yeah, that is a tricky one because 125s are nothing like the 250 and 500. You know, you're just kind of fast two-wheeling it. You're not really in a slide, and
right.
I'm honoured to be put in the same category as Schmarzlik on the 125. But
I won't say the person's name just in case they don't want me to say. But
yeah, no, for sure. I would love to know who it was though, because I'll have a word.
I'll DM you after this. That's
yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, it definitely helps. I must admit, it would help with the racecraft and everything, and probably on the smaller tracks, learning how to turn the bike is definitely why I feel like the 125s are so important. You know, you look at all the Speedway riders, the good ones, like the GP level, they obviously know how to turn a bike. So I feel you need to learn how to turn the bike because in some scenarios you need to, and the 125s definitely help.
We're talking about the 125. Straight away they start flying in. We got Ben Trigger saying yes, the 125 days.
I've got a story. About Ben. He's gonna hate me for this. Okay,
yes, these are the stories we want.
This is what we need.
Yeah. So Ben Trigger, me and Ben Trigger, Katie Gordon, someone else I can't remember. There was a few of us, right? And it was the 125 summer series final, and it was the final, and Trigger makes the gate. He's like half a lap in front. Like I think I came from the back at this point or something, and I was in second, and Trigger's carb falls off the last corner.
Oh,
the last corner of the last lap, his carb falls off, and I win. I win,
Was
and
he livid?
I've still got the trophy at home, and yeah, and every time I see him, I kind of rub it in his face.
Yes, Ben Trigger. Well, there you go. So
Yeah,
bring it to Cardiff this weekend. He can have a little hold of it for a minute if he wants.
yeah.
My favourite riders started to comment now, and Vinnie Ford. As you said, the days on the 150s would have won.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube video or something up there of me, Vinnie Ford, Sonny Springer, and Ashton Vale all pretending to be Ronnie Mack.
Goon riding.
On Ashton Vale's little flat tracker, 85. We were like, she ain't running right, and everything, and then we would yeah, all the way down the straight. It was quality, and then we got they were the days. Lid 150 days were the best.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have another stream where we have you back, because Ben Trigger said, "Get me in right now. I'll give you stories." we could have a Will Cairns versus Ben Trigger face off in the stream.
Yeah, race off. Yeah, stream it.
In the future, we'll do that.
Hang on, is there a button where I can put in Heat 15 of when I guested for Oxford at Redcar? Ben will know about that.
Is this going to turn into the Will versus Ben in the chat versus the stream thing? Somebody mentioned earlier has just jumped in, Kingdo.
One Cooper Russian says big future in the sport. Will can't wait for the juniors and now in a team next year.
Yeah. Wait, what is it? I can't wait.
That got awkward to remove that one. But Cooper Russian, sorry for when I saw you in Gorgia, by the way. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. I was still absolutely steaming. So big up for said hello, but I was still drunk. So
just wanted to ask, we've obviously been talking about the 125s, 250s, 500s. What would you say is the biggest thing you have to learn when you move up a class? Is it just the pure speed? Is it how you turn the bike? Is it how you set it up? Like, what is the main thing you take away from moving up?
What, from the 125 to 250s?
Yes, and 250 to 500. What's the biggest jump? What's the biggest change?
There isn't a lot, to be honest. It's more just the setups. You know, like on the 250s, you don't really touch the timing, not much the jet. It's all in the sprocket and the tire pressure. So, the 500 is just a different ball game, really. You got the time and the jet, the sprocket, the wheelbase, and all of this. And what's that? We were mental proper Mac brothers.
We were the mental proper Mac brothers.
Yeah. So with the 250 500 thing, I noticed I've got a meeting in Krushko and Prague next month, and it's definitely gonna need some laps around Leicester to get on the 250 again, because it's just the speed difference. I notice it more coming back down to the 250 because 500 when it picks up, she goes. She goes. But the 250, it doesn't really go. Like, you can put it in the dirt, you can be round the air fence, and it won't do a lot. But you definitely got to treat the 500 with more respect.
Which brings me on my next question, which bringing us through the ranks of, we've gone through the early days and the 125s and the 250s, the 500. I mean, you've jumped from the 250s to the 500. You're a world bronze medalist. And I did check this before we came on, by the way. Will is eligible to ride again next year in the SGP3, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think you will ride in the SGP3 now, or going backwards onto the 250? Do you think that's not a very wise move? That when is it counterproductive for you to move back onto the 250 once you start to find your feet and your bearings with the 500?
I won't be doing the SGP3 next year. I feel like
exclusive.
I just feel like that's it. I'm not doing the SGP3, and I feel like I'm at a big disadvantage with my weight. I'm definitely bigger than all of the other boys on there, and I've got to ride 120% just to be at their level. Yeah. So I'm growing, and I'm starting to find my bearings on the 500. I had my National League debut. I scored 19 points plus 1, I think. So
there's been a few comments about that we'll get to.
Yeah. So definitely next year I won't be on the 250s. I'll be doing some stuff in the championship and other countries.
Phil is asking, on 250s, Will, were you always sat on the rear mudguard?
I don't know if he's asking me, he's more
Oh, no,
stating.
sorry, you were always, you noticed you were sat on the rear mudguard, sorry. Is that again due to the height thing and the weight distribution? Or?
Yeah, it's definitely a big part on the 250s. You watch like a rider who really does it is Vilas Pedersen, a Dane. He really gets like his ass like on the mudguard, and he makes it more aero, puts his peak like almost on the bars, and I picked up on that, and he passed me like I was stood still. To be honest,
Wow.
at the Swedish pairs in Kumla. So yeah, especially this season, I was definitely trying to get back on the bike more. I got a photo, and you can actually see about half of the rear mudguard. So yeah,
Wow.
getting back on it. But I must admit, I don't do as much long track as Cooper Russian. He's a real long tracker. I won't be surprised next season if he starts taking his hand off and grabbing the frame, if I'm honest.
Wow. Mate, your knowledge and the way it comes across is so good. It's so easy to chat to, honestly. I thought it was going to be, you were going to be shy, 15, sort of reserved. Like, it's good to see you brimming with confidence and, being so passionate and, and sort of intelligent with the sport. It's really, really good to see. So you've been through the classes, the 125, the 250, the 500. Do you think now that the 500, because you are one of the bigger guys, the taller, as you start to fill out with age, you will gain more muscle and be weightier. Do you think you can showcase your ability more on the 500 than you can on the 250?
That one's a really tricky one, because obviously when you go onto the 500, it's all the weight kind of like equals out. It's only really the Bellevues and everything where you got Bomber Harris, a slightly bigger guy, and then you got Dan Bewley. I know the abilities are different, and you got engines and that, but the reality of it, Dan Bewley's 50, 60 kg, a feather,
yeah.
and and Bomber's probably 70 or 80 kg. So yeah, it's definitely a big disadvantage being heavier on the 250s. So 500. Yeah, definitely equals that out, and it's more ability, setups, riding lines on the 500, where the 250s is just mainly just pure weight and flat out.
Mate, that's just what we were hoping to hear, honestly.
Oh, Tal, I think this is a question for you actually, from Martin. Could you beat Will around IO?
That's the Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight. Oh, sorry,
mate. Let's not beat around the bush. Everyone knows that if I was on a bike, if I shaped up a bit, had a couple of goes, I'd skin Will around the Isle of Wight, and he knows it too.
Yeah, I'm scared, especially after my crash at the Isle of Wight, I must admit.
I was going to ask you about that. What happened to your shoulder?
Yeah, well, yeah, I just I recently got this new engine, and it's a little bit softer than my other ones. Oh, my phone's going in. And yeah, it's a little bit softer than all my other engines, and to be honest with you, it's kind of a lack of probably a lack of skill. I think I ran out of talent a little bit when I kind of first bend in the final in the Isle of Wight. I just wasn't ready for how heavy the dirt was, and yeah, the thing kind of like on the 500s, I'm sure Ben and Vinny and Cooper, because I know he rides a little bit, but but when you get into like this kind of hover with the front wheel, where like you're like kind of a passenger, if I'm honest, and yeah, I just had to bail out and landed awkwardly on my shoulder, and I think I pulled a muscle or something. But I felt
like that when I was quick at the Isle of Wight. I felt quite similarly,
Yeah,
I got my
when I was going around at jogging pace.
Yeah.
I got my Tiger Balm here, so yeah, I'm
Good
alright.
stuff. Good stuff. All right, big up Tiger Balm.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Tiger Balm, sponsor me, please.
Wash your hands. Don't go for a wee once you put it on your hands, though. May I just
Made
add?
that mistake already. Don't worry.
Yeah, fantastic. Exclusive there. Will Cairns, Tiger Balm on the piece.
And in my eyes. And in my eyes.
Same thing. Stuart Barker says.
He's asking, what did you make of the Oxford track? Obviously, you did very well getting 19 plus one, I think you said. So what did you make of it when you were down there?
I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't my favourite. I must admit. It was a little bit technical, but I felt like the training with Greg, where he really gets me up the front and do some special riding ability, which I can't quite let you know.
You don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure Speedway riders like Ben in here, he knows what I do. But yeah, it's definitely, Greg definitely helps. But yeah, Oxford track is very nice. It is a nice shape. Just it was a little bit patchy to start off with, which caught a few of the guys out. But luckily, I was ready for it.
It seems like you get caught out quite a lot with giving it some proper right hand.
Yeah. Right hand isn't always the way though. Sometimes you gotta ride with your head, and that's what I kind of did at Oxford. I wasn't gating the best, so I just waited for them to make mistakes, and I would capitalise on it.
That's sick, mate.
But Cooper says he does the long tracking because he can't do a wheelie like you can, Will.
I won't say a lot about my wheelies because I flipped it at Leicester the other day. So
I saw the picture as well.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Mate, honestly, it was like heat 10 or something, and then I flipped it. I bent my footrest, my push bar, snapped my mud guard, snapped the brigo, like the mud flat bit, and Martin Dugard, Steve Norman, and my dad were like stamping on this. Wait, no, we bought a footrest from the spares guy. And then we basically rebuilt the bike because I snapped my frame in my first heat.
Wow.
Wow.
Our mate Paul is asking, is every single club in the championship contacted you already about next season?
Yeah.
Don't put him on the spot, Paul.
They have.
Paul only asks the difficult questions. I
think everyone except one, I think. I don't know.
Whoever that club is, I hope you have a really bad season next season. But Skinner says always ride with your head. Completely agree.
Yeah, always ride with your head. That is definitely a plus with me. I definitely, if you see at some of my rides at Leicester, I was last out the gate and first coming out the corner because just I rode with my head and I noticed where everyone was going wrong and just capitalised on it.
That's good, mate. The next thing I want to ask was the full-size bike journey begins now. You know, you made the transition onto the 500, and you've signed with the Bellevue Coles. When you decided to move into the NDL when you turned 15 on the 500, did you have options of where to go? Did you pick Bellevue? Were Bellevue the first one? And ultimately, I have to ask, you don't have to answer, were Leicester fuming? Was your dad like, hang on, son, hold on a minute?
No. My dad was fully supportive of my option because, to be honest with you, I had Bellevue set up, I think since I was like 12 or 13.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. It was definitely, I think it was like as soon as I went onto the 250s, Lemo asked me and I was just like, yeah, but I won't get ahead of myself. You know, I might all of a sudden become really good at another track. So yeah, we finalized the deal. I think it was like a couple days after my birthday for the 15. And was Leicester fuming? No. My dad was very supportive of me. To be honest with you, I didn't go to Leicester because the fans. I didn't really want the, like, if I wasn't scoring points or like providing my skills to the team, I feel like I would got some nasty comments like he's only in the team because his dad owns it and all of that kind of stuff, which I just didn't really want to deal with. So I didn't.
I think that's a mature decision.
I
I think that's a very mature decision.
Like genuinely, the way you're talking, mate, that's forward thinking as well. Like the way you're going into that before any of that's even happened, and you're thinking, I'm going to make my own path, do my own thing.
Yeah,
that's incredible to hear, man.
I had a bit of a different response though from the crowd. I think someone said, I won't buy a season ticket because I'm not riding there. And
hang on a minute. I'm not going to mention a name. One bloke said,
it's fine. No, let's not.
No. I'm not going to mention a name because I don't want to hurt them. But one bloke messaged saying, if you have that dreadful DJ from the Speedway Grand Prix at your place again, I'm not renewing my season ticket. I bet it was the same bloke.
It could be. Yeah. I don't know, but it's just that's just the probably the only reason why, because just the fans, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
We got a question from Tanya.
Yeah.
How
Tanya's
did your
asking.
involvement with Greg come about? So I believe it was 20.
It was at the Speedway camp.
What year was it though?
I was like
21, 22,
21.
21?
It was 21.
Or 22.
I was at the Extra Liga Speedway camp, and it was like 40 degrees. It was like everyone was just tired, and I think I finished 5th or something in that year, and then the day after the last day of racing, I had to go on an e-Speedway bike, and Greg was there, and he was like giving me some pointers, and he was like, yo, you got some really good talent, and you guys should come over to America. So we went over to America, and we worked out how we could work with him, and we kind of went from there.
So you and King Carl, we spend so much time together now. Ben Trigger, who's obviously got the daggers for you now, since you dug him out on the clutch. He says,
pop up the comment. You need to hear about how annoying.
King Carl, can Will be annoying, or is he pretty sound to have around the house?
Oh, no, wait, what did you say?
He wants us to ask King Carl, can Will be annoying? How annoying can he be? Or is he all right?
Oof.
He doesn't want to say.
It's like he can be really annoying, or he can be a really good, interesting friend/trainer.
Friend/trainer. There we go. I can be annoying, but really good.
We love that. Vinny Ford says, I use my throttle more than my head, as you can tell. Vinny, I don't want, I'm saying this publicly. You are my favorite rider. Everyone knows it. And I like that you do that because it's entertaining. So never change, mate. But don't
if Carl was picking a team, he'd pick 7 of those, Vinny. Don't worry, mate. That's the first thing on the CV. It's all about the entertainment.
100%.
Yeah. Me and Vinny got a kind of an ongoing joke where I give him a round of applause if he lasts a race more than a lap when he don't end up on his ass. So,
wow, or just the parade would do.
Yeah, or the parade. Take care of them throttle cables, Vinny. Come on.
Ash has said that don't use your head to ride. It might hurt a little bit going on the track.
Fantastic.
I think that was a dad joke.
Yeah, we'll put the old sad trombone on that one. And Jake's asking how's the clutch now, mate?
Oh, Jake Rose.
It's crazy.
Perfect. It's brilliant. Me and Greg were
yesterday. It was crazy at Eskilstuna.
Yeah, we were at Eskilstuna yesterday, and clutch was good. Yeah, clutch was.
I'm guessing it's Jake that sorted your clutch out.
Jake.
All the clutch.
What did you say?
I've said I guess it's Jake that sorted your clutch out.
Yeah. Jake came down to Leicester, I believe it was last Tuesday, and helped us out. So thank you, Jake.
Well, my next question was about, excuse me, how your National League scores would definitely have brought the eyes of championship clubs. And we spoke about now that all but one have contacted you. But what is the crack with the championship next year? I mean, are you going to sort of find a deal before the season starts and build upon that, knowing you can come in halfway through, or are you waiting for an injury to happen? Because we know how much riders, the changes in teams happen so often in Speedway. There's always going to be openings and availabilities, especially as if you come in on a 2-point average, I reckon you're going to be snapped up like a hot cake. But, you know, is the plan to get it sorted before you turn that age, or just wing it and go as and when?
So the club that I'm 70% sure I'm going to sign for, they have agreed that I will be coming in. They'll drop their number 7, and I will replace them at July.
Well, let's not say who they are then, because some people will be very pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm a bit awkward about that, but that is, I mean, fair enough. That is the plan.
Yeah.
I suppose, well, my going on question to that is how does your mentality work with that going in midway through the season? Is it kind of good to know what kind of outfit you're going to be in and where the team's going to be at? Are you going to try and be as part of that network as much as you can, or what do you do until July?
I think it's quite hard. It's definitely hard to be coming in midway through the season. You know, the team's already settled in, and it's like joining a school halfway through the school year. To be honest, like they all have their own mates, and you're just kind of the odd one out. So I was lucky with Bellevue this season that I'm good mates with Freddie, Sam, Harry, Matt Marston. Me and Matt are good friends. So I was quite lucky, but depending on what club that I will sign for, I think I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good friends with some of the boys, so it shouldn't be too bad. But it definitely, you know, I don't really care where the team is. Obviously, like if they're winning, perfect, great. Let's just keep up that standard. But if we're like last or second to last, I'll just try my best, and we'll just try to get as many points in and as far up on the leader table as possible.
Honestly, I love how you've got the plan for everything. Like
genuinely, but it's not me patronising. You talk like a seasoned veteran. Like
I genuinely had prepared about 50 questions because I thought he's going to be 15, shy, sort of holding his mouth like that. I'm going to have to ask him a million questions. And it's like, you just flow, man. Like, yeah. Have you had like media training with Greg and stuff like that? Or like,
to be honest, yeah, Greg puts me on the spot. Like, I'm sure most of you seen his live streams. He did a live stream yesterday in Eskilstuna, and like all of a sudden I'm just there trying to help Carl out, and he's like, "We're here with Will Cairns. What do you think, Will?" And I'm like, "Help!" So yeah, and I did a like a little day at Cardiff where me and the boys got to ride the track. So and they helped us out with some media training, and I actually had an interview with Greg and Monster Joe why Monster should sponsor me. So when I was
and how's that gone?
In the process.
I heard a little murmur from King Carl there, who seems to know more. But
I can't say a lot. I'm trying. I'm really.
Don't say a lot. Don't say a lot. Leave it. Just let them mind.
Well, I mean, I always support them.
Yeah, me and Carl are repping the merch at the minute, just to try boost my possibilities. But yeah, it's
about mine.
But me and Greg are working on it. I don't know. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but we're going to try.
Amazing. Kaylee's asking, what is your most embarrassing moment in Speedway thus far?
When I was 12 or 11, in between 10 and 12, I was doing a second half at Somerset. I have two. I was doing a second half at Somerset, and I fell off in the pits. Yeah.
Oh.
My other one was I was doing a amateur meeting at Scunthorpe, and I don't know if you've ever been to Scunthorpe, but you have like the home pits are here and the way pits are here, and at the end you have like a white wall with where they keep all the bins, and yeah, I tried to bump myself off, like run up and jump, and I was like going towards the pit because like there's a little downslope there, and yeah, I got it started, and like I almost did a bend trigger. I did a bend trigger. You know how he fell off at Red Car the other day?
He's gonna hate that. He's gonna hate that.
Yeah, I did a bend trigger, and I was like, I was being dragged by the bike, and obviously I'm like down here, so my throttle is wide. I'm like, it's like second or third gear, and I just straight into this like row of bins, like rubbish everywhere. My bike's like bent. It's like, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm just waiting.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't like the fact that
waiting for the Ben Trigger comment, which is just
it's here.
Let's bang it in.
He says, "I'm drilling you if you keep going."
Do it. I wanna know what he says.
And
Meg said a Ben Trigger.
This is gonna become a new term now. It's gonna become like a tree, isn't it?
Wait, Ben. I know Meg. So thank you. Next question.
Skinner's asking who tuned your engines.
Pardon?
Who tuned your engines, mate?
So I've got 3 tuners at this minute. I say tuners. I have 3 engines. I have a PJR, Brian Carger, which I absolutely love, and an Ashtec. 3 Ashtecs. I have 3 Ashtecs.
Oh, not many of them.
And what's the main difference between each engine? Is it just pure speed or what?
I haven't really rode the PJR too much to tell you. I noticed the Ashtec is for like just like the big grippy tracks. Like I said, the Cargo.
Like Plymouth.
Pardon?
Like Plymouth. That big grippy track.
Yeah, I guess you could say a small holy track, I guess. But yeah, but I noticed the Brian Carger engine, it's a little bit flatter. So like I said, on the Isle of Wight, I believe that's why I crashed, because I was just expecting the like the Ashtec for it just to get in the dirt and just pull me around, and the Carger, it was a little bit flatter, so I wasn't quite ready for it, and like I said, the thing just stood up on me, and I had to jump off. But yeah.
Did a Vinnie Ford then?
Yeah, I did another Vinnie Ford. Yeah.
Sorry, Vinnie. Love you.
So many Vinnie Fords. And yeah, so Tony was saying you have a very good mechanic. And then as well, Kaylee's saying, keep going, we need to follow up live between you and Ben Trigger. It looks like that's where this is going at the minute.
We can do this, definitely, by the way.
Yeah.
We can have a Trigger versus Cairns night.
Yeah. And Meg just says, "Hey Will, how are you?"
I'm great, thank you, Meg. How are you?
And Ben Trigger's come back in saying, "Actually, Carl, I'll tell you this: when you have your pit pass friends, that kind of me and Will can have a scrap. we can't be having scraps, boys.
No, we can't. God almighty, right?
What have we created?
Ben adores me, really. He's just saying this because we're live, okay?
Yeah.
It's descended into chaos.
We
try YouTube boxing. Some of the questions that people want to know, but thing is, our viewers now are higher than they've been in an interview, and all we've talked about is the beef between William Cairns and Ben Trigger. So it's like the Emil versus Scott Nichols thing. But what we'll do is we'll move on again. I messaged Paul Burbage earlier, big up Paul Burbage, by the way, and spoke about the SGP3 and the SGP2. Is the SGP2 something you'd look to get into as soon as you can?
That is very, I guess, I feel like the tracks and the bikes are very different to what people have nowadays. You know, they sit a little bit lower, and to be honest, I'm not a great fan of the SGP2 bikes. I feel like they should have just let you run your own bike, to be honest, if it's a 190 or whatever they run.
No, I mean the SGP2 for the 500s, the under 21s.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Then, yeah, the SGP2 is.
I mean,
great.
do you want to focus on more your league team position, or would you be like, hell yeah, I'm going for the world championship at 16 years old?
I feel like it's very, very personal preference. Obviously, I'm one person who just likes to get in stuff really early. Like, I was the youngest person for, I believe, 2 years in the 250s.
Yep.
Until Cooper came along. But
done my homework on that as well.
Pardon?
Done my homework on that as well. You were the youngest.
Yeah. So, yeah, me, my dad, and Greg definitely believe that the younger you start, the longer you're in it, and then by the time you're 21, 20, you've got all the experience, and you're in the chance, or you're in the position to actually win it. So yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I fully support the SGB2.
So you're going to be going into will you go into the qualifiers when you're 16 years old for the SGB2?
I don't know if England have qualifiers, do they?
For the SGP2,
we did, because we had
didn't he?
We had 6 representatives this year.
Yeah. Well, I'll try. I'm definitely going to try get into them, but there's no guarantee, and I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll wait until I'm 17 just to get that little bit more of race experience.
Well, a little bit of fun fiction for you here. You can actually enter the SGP2 until 2030. So when I say time's on your side, that is absolutely bananas. How much time is on your side? Kingdom, I'm going to let you take a few questions from the fan base a minute.
No worries. Just to quickly end all speculation, it's a love-hate relationship, says Ben. So there you go. And Kaylee just quickly says, Ben wants to hear that the Neville Scott moment. But an actual question from Kaylee is, what is your next main goal to achieve in Speedway?
My next main goal, to be fair, is just have fun, really. I feel like the next 2 to 3 years are just about having fun. Definitely to get a ride in the Extra Liga would be amazing. Obviously, the SGP2 would be a brilliant opportunity for me to really show myself and my ability. But I feel like, just have fun, enjoy the moment, spending time with my dad and my family, and another
question here from Steve says, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years.
Big question, that, isn't it? What can change in 5 years?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Probably I would hope for the GPs. That is my main
20.
thing.
At 20?
Yeah. I'm gonna top Schmarzlik.
Mate, that's
a statement. That's a statement.
I know you said about the Extra League just now, and how next year, isn't it a rule with the Extra Liga next year that they're going to have international young reserves or something like that?
I couldn't tell you. I'm really not sure about that one.
That's cool. I just didn't know if you knew more than I did about it. Kingdom.
So Tom's asked Premiership when you turn 16. Isn't it a bit later for the Premiership? Is it?
No, 16 still, but
that's a tricky one. I haven't really thought about it yet. I would love to, if I get the opportunity to guest. Yeah, maybe. I think I would definitely have a crack at it, but probably not. I think I'd wait until I'm 17.
Again,
Paul, that's old age.
This is a question for you, Carl. Is Flint in?
Yeah, he's
from
in.
Paulie Jazz.
He's in.
Kaylee's just bigging up your attitude, Will, and says, good luck with it all. Keep up the attitude.
I second that.
You'll go far. And our good friend Michelle just said hello and says, I'll have to catch up later. Good to always see you, Michelle, and looking forward to seeing you this weekend.
I'm going to go back into my questions now, which I've only got a few more, actually. To be fair, it's got dark with King Carl and Will are now in the dark. So, obviously, Sweden are an hour ahead of us here in the UK.
Look at that.
Of course, they've got the lights in the van. boys, it's public knowledge that you're mentored by Greg Hancock. I know people go into that quite a lot. But can you tell us the areas of your career in which Greg helps out the most? Is it setup, bike style, diet, training, media? Is there any areas in particular that you get the most out of Greg, to help your career?
I think it's kind of everything, really. When we're like at the minute, we're kind of living with him here in Sweden, so it's just every day he's like always reminding me, go out for a run and like eat, can continue to eat good, and then like I said earlier, like he all of a sudden surprises me with a phone, so it is also media training as well. But yeah, he's a very big help with the bikes and and just kind of everything, really.
Even you said earlier about cleaning them as well, even cleaning the bikes, like
even cleaning the bikes. This morning, we were out at like 9-10 cleaning bikes, and he was like just giving me like a proper rundown of like where to scrub the most and what to look out for, and like
wow. Well, we're saying here, Skinner said, it's nice to see a 15-year-old not big-headed. And straight away after, somebody else said, I definitely agree with Skinner. So, mate, you're coming across really well, and I'm chuffed to bits for you. But there is another question from somebody else in the comment section.
Potentially with the best name we've ever seen, Fruit Pastel God 208 is asking, who are your favourite riders and why?
Well, first of all, to Skinner, thank you very much. And I just try to be myself, really. I don't really like being big-headed, and because I all know that it can all just go like that. To be honest, one bad crash and I could be working in Tesco's for the rest of my life. Not like there's anything wrong with working in Tesco's. And
bit of a different glamour level, though, isn't it?
So what was the other question? Sorry, I got sidetracked.
It was from Fruit Pastel God 208, who asked, who are your favourite riders and why?
Favourite riders and why? Probably Greg Hancock and Artem Laguta, like I said earlier. Greg, because really good for like basically family now.
And because his son's sat next to you.
Yeah. He's like my brother. He's like
big up King Carl.
Yeah, King Carl. So definitely Greg and Laguta. Greg because he's just such an inspiration and just a lovely guy, big help. And Laguta, I just love his riding style. I've never met him. I would love to meet him. Obviously, it's a bit of a shame with the SGP thing, but I'm sure we'll see him back in future seasons.
Hopefully so. Suzanne says, "Brilliant to watch. Hope you go far in the sport."
Thank you very much.
Lovely comments coming in here. But I've only got a couple of things left to ask you, really, mate. But the first one is sponsors. I know you're looking out for others. You said about certain things that are going through or in the pipeline. Is there any sponsors you want to specifically give a shout out to? Are you still looking for additional sponsors? The floor is yours.
It's just everyone really. Carl's kind of holding up my team race shirts now, just so I can get all the sponsors.
Hold on the camera.
Here we go.
Let's get it on. Here we go.
You got AB Race Cruisers, Revolution Oil.
Yes,
Revolution oil, but that's now Rock Oil. Gary Bull, Mike's Mama Planet. You got Watling JCB.
The Watling JCB Tigers, Lions.
Yeah, Watling JCB Tigers.
Wrong club.
I got a few on there which I don't have on my other one. That's my dad's company. Who else? ODI Grips. Troy Lee Designs. Who else? Asterix knee braces.
Monster.
I'll say Monster, even though I'm not technically sponsored by
Big
them.
up Monster. Big up Monster straight away.
But yeah. So
are you still looking for more? Is the floor open for people to contact you with regards to more sponsorship? 2 more.
Wessex Marine. I love you, Dave. You're a really great guy. Took me out on his boat the other day. That was really, really cool. Let me drive it.
Let's pray. Come on, Pirates fans. Let's pray that Wessex Marine do the number and get this man on the South Coast where he belongs.
And Tony Gull, he's also a big help. You know, he's been he bought us some bikes for the Leicester training school that we're gonna just try bring through some younger generation, like we were saying earlier. And for the sponsors to reach out to me, come through me through Instagram. I think that's my best. My
Instagram is point that way. I think that if you point to your
that way, it's
right,
that way.
You're right.
That way.
Yeah,
that's it.
Right there. Oh wait, other way.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's it there. Yeah. Right there. That is where you get in touch on Instagram. Will_C145. Sponsors, get in touch with this boy. He is the future. He's proven. He's got the pedigree. He's got the backing. He has the mentor. He's got everything. Any potential sponsors watching who want to back this lad, who've heard him speak today, sort this boy out.
Any help really helps, to be honest. Of
course.
You know, especially what we're doing. I'm very fortunate with Dad and the financial side. So I'm lucky enough that he's able to fund it, most of it at the minute. So I'm very, very fortunate with that. But like I said, any help really helps. So please be in touch.
Yeah. A viewer of the channel, Sky Surfer Boy, just said he watched it Redcar last week and you were absolutely killing it.
Yeah. I just found out.
You don't have to comment on it, just accept it.
Yeah, thank you. I just found out that I was actually riding with a bent bike. So
oh wow.
Yeah. My obviously my crash at the Isle of Wight, I didn't notice that my forks were bent. So
are you two being summoned?
Yeah. I think we have a visitor.
Oh, who do we have? Who do we have on the visitor on the show? We have no idea who this is, by the way. It can literally be anyone. We don't have a clue.
They can't afford me. Hello.
Oh, it's only the champ.
Who is it?
How's it going, champ?
Not too bad. Don't call me champ.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just Greg.
Champion.
How's it going, Greg? You okay?
I'm okay. How about you guys?
Mate, the guys have put on a great display tonight. Really good.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's good because they had a great display for you and they didn't see one race.
Oh, is it done?
No.
I didn't think the meeting had started yet.
Yeah. It's not. It doesn't start until tomorrow.
Sorry, dude.
No, it's okay. It was awesome. He knew he was doing this.
Oh, I was like, I literally thought he was going to go when the racing started, but oh my God, crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'm bummed that I missed a good time with you guys.
When are you getting to Cardiff, Greg?
Friday.
Yeah, he flies with me on Friday and then we fly back on Sunday.
Nice. Are you staying in our hotel, Will?
I don't know. What hotel are we staying at?
I won't say our hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I won't say our hotel on the stream.
Like normal.
No.
It might get carnage. But, oh, man, I didn't expect Greg to jump in, but Greg, it's cool to have you. Everyone in the thing is saying, Greg equals legend. Greg on the channel. Like, it's all going crazy for Greg as well.
You guys are good for my ego.
That's our jobs, man.
So, but yeah, I think we wrapped everything up anyway. But what an end to the interview to have Will Cairns, bronze SGP3 medalist, King Carl, and Greg Hancock in the stream. So, guys, thank all three of you for coming on and joining with us. And
thank you, guys.
We'll see you in Cardiff. Is King Carl coming to Cardiff?
No, Carl's heading back to California on Thursday.
What a terrible life that must be. Having to go to California.
It's the school keeps getting in the way of everything, darn it.
Oh, no way. That's not good. But guys, we'll see you in Cardiff. Thank you so much for being on, especially Will, for all your stuff. I'll if you hang about for 2 seconds, I'll join you after you've closed the stream off, and we'll see you then. See you, Greg.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Guys, everyone, can you see your goodbye messages to Will because he's going now? Well, we're going to take him off because we've kept him for so long. He's actually missed the meeting of Vastovic, which I'm so sorry.
Mate, thank you so much for doing that, mate. We really appreciate it.
No problem. I really enjoyed it.
And King Carl as well. King Carl could have watched the Speedway, and instead he jumped on the stream, which is sick. So,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
so Surfboy says, see you guys. Anyone else who puts comments, goodbye to everyone. We really do appreciate it for everyone joining us tonight. It's been our biggest numbers yet, by the way, Will, just so you know.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm honoured.
Well,
Thank you very much, everyone.
we'll
It's been a
get you
blast.
on in 4 years' time and see if we can do it even more, shall we?
Yeah.
But right, Will, I'm going to take you off now. But thank you so much, guys. I'll see you. I'll meet you in Cardiff anyway.
Yeah, we'll have a chat.
Sounds good.
All right.
What's up,
See
bud?
you
Bye,
guys.
guys. Thank you.
Love yous. Bye now.
Bye.
Wow.
What a stream.
I'll tell you something. What a grounded young man.
Incredible.
I can't believe it.
We have this conversation a lot, don't we, about the younger British guys. You can tell there's that. Obviously, he name dropped Hagen and stuff. You can tell there's a lot more media training going on, that they're more involved because the way they speak, it's like they've been doing it for 20 plus years. You know, that they
100%. Especially with people like Greg Hancock and the Hagen family and Martin Dugard behind you. I think they've got such good tuition to know that media is important. I expected Will to come on here as a timid 15-year-old lad who didn't want to talk. I had so many questions lined up, and everything just went out the window. So if it's a little bit disjointed tonight, everybody, I'm really sorry, but I did expect Will to not be ready for this at all, and he completely was. And I think, from all the comments I've seen in the comment section, he absolutely smashed it. And if there's any other display of why you should support this young lad, that is it, because he is the real deal. He's got the ability, he's got the backing, he's got the mentorship, and he's got the attitude. He's got all four things. The sky is the limit for Will Cairns. And I'm so grateful for him for coming on because, we got him on this show to have luck just by messaging him. And he's been here. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Anyway, off of Will Cairns, King Day.
It's been a crazy stream. I think there's a little bit of admin for us to just say. Me and Carl have always said we had one goal this year, which was 500 by Cardiff, and you guys have smashed that for us. We are past that now. So massive thank you to you guys. Also, shout out to you guys asking questions today, because you guys asked some really good questions and made me and Carl go, oh, we didn't think about that when we were coming up with the questions and stuff. So shout out to 100%. You guys for that as well. You guys have been amazing. And like you said, the journey's just starting, guys. Like we say, we're new, but we can't keep saying we're new for very long because at that point you ain't new. So thank you guys for joining this journey.
We're only 4 months old. We're 4 months old. We're smashing the numbers. We're getting 10,000 views on our latest videos. Can't thank you all enough for supporting the channel. It's new. We're not that good, but we're just trying our best. We're two Speedway fans who just love it. Anyway, who wants to win some Cardiff pit passes? Because I've got 5 sets of pit passes sat in front of me now, and they're all going to go tonight. So all 40 to 50 of you that are watching, which again for us as a new platform is a big number. If you want to win some pit passes, let's go. Let's go. Because right now we are putting up our next competition.
This hovering over the button.
Is a treasure hunt style competition, and it's all about a character, an AI made up for us called the Raw Speedway Riddler. The Raw Speedway Riddler. The Raw Speedway Riddler now is a character who is hiding somewhere in Europe. And we're going to put a video up on our YouTube in a second. And there are a lot of clues which will steer you around the internet. You may need things like Google Maps, Instagram, a web browser. Use your way through the internet to try and work these answers out. And the first 5 people, not 1 or 2, but 5 people to crack the code will win 2 pit passes to Cardiff. So the email is on the video, which is great. The email's on the video. We're going to put the video up in. How quickly can we do it, Alex, from when I say?
I literally have a button, so I can do it right this second if you need me to.
So we are going to upload a video onto our... Make sure you subscribe, by the way, so you can find the video easier.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. And click on our YouTube channel, which is somewhere around there, I think, for whoever's watching. Click our YouTube channel, and the video will be live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It should be live.
It's live. Go. It's public.
So as the numbers drop now really fast, I'm telling you one thing. I'm going to give you a clue because you've stuck with us and with our interview with William Cairns. The pirate in question in the first clue, it's not Carl Newman. If you go to Carl Newman, you're barking up the wrong tree. It's not Carl Newman. He was the pirate that it is in this question, which I think is probably the hardest part of the treasure hunt. The pirate in question was only riding for the Pirates in 2014. He was a mascot since he was 14 years old. He's from Poole. He was sponsored by Hyphos. And I've given enough clues now.
Yep.
Enough. Get off this video. Get off the stream. Jump on the puzzle stream now. Put the puzzle video now. Get your answers into the email, rawspeedwaylive@gmail.com. And let's go. See you in Cardiff.
People already flood into it.
See you in Cardiff. Adios. Sayonara. Good night.